A pharaoh once stole 2 newborn babies from their mothers, all to answer one single question. What is humanity's natural language? What language would we speak if we were never taught one? This takes us back to around 600 BC, to the reign of the Egyptian pharaoh Psamtik I. He launched what historians now call the Forbidden Experiment. Psamtik was obsessed with the idea that if children grew up without ever hearing a human voice, they would naturally begin to speak the oldest language of mankind, what he believed was the original tongue, maybe even the language of the gods. So he gave a chilling order. 2 newborn babies were taken from their parents and given to a remote shepherd. The shepherd was given very strict, very clear instructions. Feed them, clothe them, keep them alive and healthy. But he was forbidden from ever speaking a single word to them. No talking, no lullabies, no human sounds at all. The only voices these children would ever hear were the sounds of nature and the animals around them. For 2 long years, the children lived in this strange, silent world, surrounded only by the bleating of the shepherd's goats. The shepherd dutifully followed his orders, waiting for the moment the pharaoh had predicted. Then, one day, it happened. As the shepherd entered their hut, the 2 toddlers ran towards him, their hands outstretched, and both uttered the same word, "Bik." The shepherd rushed to inform the pharaoh. Psamtik was ecstatic. This was the proof he needed. He immediately summoned his scholars and scribes, tasking them with identifying this mysterious word. After searching through ancient texts and records, they found it. Bikos was the Phrygian word for bread. Phrygia was an ancient kingdom and a rival to Egypt. Based on this single word, Psamtik proudly declared that Phrygian, not Egyptian, was the world's oldest language. But here's the twist, the part the pharaoh's ego wouldn't let him see. The children weren't speaking Phrygian. They weren't magically tapping into some ancient linguistic source code. They were simply doing what all children do. They were mimicking the sounds they heard every single day. The word bikos was their best attempt at imitating the BIA sound of the goats. Starved of human connection and language, their developing minds could only copy the animals they lived with. This horrifying experiment wasn't a one-off event. It was tragically repeated throughout history. In the 13th century, the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II tried a similar experiment. His results were even more devastating. The children he isolated never learned to speak at all. They never clapped or laughed or showed any signs of joy. Most of them died in infancy. Fast forward to the 1970s. Modern science encountered a real-life case with a girl known as Jeannie. She was discovered at age 13 after being locked in a room and isolated from human contact her entire life. Despite years of therapy and dedicated care, Jeannie never fully learned to speak or form complex sentences. These dark chapters in history taught us a profound and critical lesson about what it means to be human. Scientists now know the truth. Our brains are not pre-programmed with a language. Instead, we are born with a deep biological need for connection. Without loving interaction, conversation, and social bonding in the critical early years of childhood, The language centers of the brain simply don't develop properly. Psamtik I set out to find the language of the gods, but he stumbled upon something far more fundamental. He accidentally discovered that isolation can destroy the very essence of our humanity. So, in the end, the cruelest experiment in history taught us its most beautiful lesson. Language isn't something that's just hardwired into us from birth. It's a gift passed from one person to another. It's built on love, on connection, on care. Every word you and I speak exists because someone, somewhere, took the time to speak to us first. Someone held us. Someone cared enough to teach us. We don't become human in isolation. We only become human through each other. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into the most curious corners of history. See you next time.